The reason narcissists lie all the time is because they're constantly switching between fantasy worlds. They live in a multiverse of fantasies, and their fantasy with you is different than their fantasy with other people. And they really don't care about maintaining any type of congruency or continuity between these different fantasy worlds. There's no integrity between these fantasy worlds. And they create whatever narrative that they need to create within these different fantasies in order to maintain a feeling of superiority or a feeling of just being able to maintain supply. So, for example, your narcissist might be treating you atrociously. They might not have anything positive to say about you. And as far as you can tell, they don't notice any of the positive qualities or characteristics that you have. And the reason that they take that position with you, the reason they devalue you, is because they need to feel superior to you. But they need to be superior and feel superior no matter what fantasy they're in. And so you might overhear a conversation that they're having with a coworker or with, one of their surface level friends, because they don't really have deep friends. They don't really form those type of bonds generally. And in that conversation, they might be telling the friend how great you are, how talented you are, how gifted you are, or something really positive. And you're thinking, well, I didn't even know that they noticed that. I didn't know that they thought that way about me. They know that you have these great qualities and characteristics. They know what you bring to the table. They don't want you to know that they know, and they don't want you to think of yourself as being equal to them or above them. That's why they don't share it with you. But the reason that they share it with the acquaintance is because they also need to feel superior to the acquaintance. And by sharing those things with the acquaintance, they can make the acquaintance feel like they're less than them. That's how they switch between these different fantasies without any type of congruency or consistency. And depending on who they're with, the narrative shifts. And you might be a terrible person in their fantasy with you, but the greatest person alive in their fantasy with someone at work or an acquaintance who they're also in competition with.